Hello,
Boom.
welcome to episode 2 of the Egg on Your Face podcast. Boys, what are you telling me?
Boom. Like and subscribe before this starts.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just
Or at any point, feel free.
just like the video
Or
now,
don't.
right now.
Whilst
Or
you're on
don't.
the toilet,
No,
whilst
no,
you're
no,
having
no,
dinner.
no. We need the likes and the subscriptions, please.
Anyways, how are we doing?
We're all good.
Subscriptions.
Yeah, is that right?
Subscriptions.
No,
no,
it's not.
That's right,
It's
subscribers, isn't it?
subscribers.
Yeah.
It's not subscriptions.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway, whatever. How's your weekend doing?
Hi, YouTube. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm ill. Coronavirus and all.
He
got
doesn't have
coronavirus?
No.
He texted. The first text we got today was, "Oh, guys, are you sure we should do the podcast? I think I've got a bit of a cough, and
Lads,
I think I
I'm
might have
ill."
coronavirus."
I didn't want to scare them and be like, come up all like, and then
Well-
and then you're like, are you okay, Wayne? Have you got the coronavirus?
Well, being that you
Why are
haven't been to
coming here?
Beijing recently, it's,
Is that true? You've not even been
I
to
don't know.
Asia.
No, it's because I had this thing happen. I was in McDonald's and I was on the, do you know the tablets where you order food?
Yes.
And this is gonna
There we
sound
go.
stupid or like not nice, but this woman kept on staring at me, and then she just started getting closer and closer, and then she was like the tablets.
What, while still staring at you?
Yeah. So I'm still ordering food. I'm looking at her, and then she's like right in front of me, like head by the tablet and by
God.
me, and. Well,
What, still staring at
she
you?
was Asian,
Just-
so it scared me. And now I have this like weird thought that like, did she try and come in? Like,
and now you have a fear of Asian
Asians.
women.
well, that happened. But, and I was
Fair.
like, oh, did she give me the virus? Because from that moment, I got ill.
Oh shit.
No,
Maybe you do
no.
have it, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe next week we
She
won't be
didn't leave
doing
me
an
alone
episode.
as well. I ordered the whole food, and then she.
Well,
stood
no, we
behind
can
me.
do the next episode, but in quarantine.
In quarantine.
Which, by the way, looks rather nice. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a bit of the videos. You just sit and watch Netflix. They provide food for you. It's all about
Is that actually what happens? I
Not gonna
don't know
lie.
anything about that.
Yeah. There's some guy that, on the rain. They've got some guy who's like every now and then they got a
the Rain?
video cam. Yeah, it's a TV show.
Lorraine, you know the.
Oh,
yeah.
Lorraine. Obviously said. on
Lorraine
Lorraine.
Kelly. And yeah, he like just does a little vlog about it, and it's pretty decent. Not gonna lie. And by the way, only 9 people in the whole of UK have got coronavirus, but I think it's over.
It's
How many is it?
4,000 people plus have like gone into testing, and only 9 have like become positive. Like
Hold
of
on.
having the
9 out
coronavirus.
of 4,000.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
everyone like crying and sweating about? then?
Exactly.
I know.
Ah.
And then out of the
And
9
those even died yet.
I mean, God, like.
Watch, I'm
You
gonna
literally
be the first person.
Yeah, you'll be the first.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, Christ.
Have you seen the guy who first brought it to the UK though?
No,
The
what's he-
scout leader. What a noncy looking fella he is. I don't think the coronavirus is the main thing we need to worry about with him.
do you remember his name?
No, just type in first guy to bring coronavirus to the UK.
I thought it was some guy on some bloody cruise ship or something.
No, there's a couple on a cruise ship who
Oh.
have both now got it.
Okay.
Imagine being on that fucking cruise ship.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Let's see
But
this
anyway.
month.
Can't find him, you know. The pressure's getting to me.
Oh, God's sake. But anyway. How is that the only thing that's happened to you this week?
I know. I was in Biggles Wade, if you've ever heard.
Biggles Wade.
Biggles Wade, love
Where's
that.
Biggles Wade?
Near
Let's
Bedford.
do some shout outs.
Bedford,
Get
yeah.
some sponsoring.
Alright, I can't find the bloke.
Oh well, don't worry.
But yeah, I was just with a few mates,
Yeah.
uni mates. Just
Oh, what, this is over Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
When was Valentine's Day?
When was Valentine's Day? Did
No,
you just say
wow.
that? Did
What
you,
day?
no, 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 no,
What
no,
day?
hold
What
on,
day?
hold
What
on.
day? Oh, it's Friday. It's
Hold on, hold on,
Friday.
no,
It's
that's not what
Friday.
you said. You said when was Valentine's Day?
No. No. Well, actually, I
Oh,
went
yeah.
out.
Let's
I went
dig the
out
hole.
Friday
Come on.
night. On Valentine's Day, I went out anyway because I don't believe in Valentine's and all that bullshit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and we're both in relationships.
Yeah, that says a lot actually. So
Consumerism, innit?
yeah, I kind of just feel like it's one of those holidays.
Don't
It's
listen to the media.
it's all a narrative. It's all a social construct that we've created which just
Of course,
makes
it's a
fuck
social
ton of money.
construct.
No, but I
No, but look, you're just going to go up on the angle of, everything's a social construct.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I'm just saying Valentine's Day is definitely a social construct.
Yeah, but
there's not a debate about that.
Yeah. But what I'm not saying that there is. What I'm saying is that we give so much value to when it is just that, just a construct that we've just made up that just makes a fuck ton of money. And really, if you're in a happy relationship, you should love your partner every day.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have
Baby,
to, like,
you should love yourself.
And your partner, though. But and yourself. And
but, like,
yourself.
even Valentine's Day
Positivity.
itself, it's just too stressful. You have to like book a table. You're probably waiting extra long for your meal.
Have to book a table, that long thing about
No, but
phoning.
most places are booked, innit? And then they make you pay extra. It's just all a load of bullshit.
That's why
Spend
you
more
book in
money.
advance, man. You make a little special thing about it.
Exactly. You're wasting your time doing this bullshit. I could do that on any other day. Just because the media tells you to do it on the 14th.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. If you're in a happy relationship, you should love your partner every day.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't
Leo.
have a partner at the moment, so it's not a big issue.
Oh, shit.
But-
So what did you get up to this Valentine's Day?
It wasn't on Valentine's Day, but I did
Did
go
you-
out with a person. But we don't
Did you
have
see
to
his
talk
face
about
change?
that.
Did you see his face change?
We could move on, swiftly.
Something happened.
Yeah, something's gone down. Is it?
Oh, look, the weather's a bit odd, isn't it? This bloody
No,
Dennis.
no, not really. It's been
Dennis the Menace.
Oh, mate. Do you know what?
What is it with shit names for storms recently?
Have you seen one?
Cleo, which I imagine to be a 14-year-old hipster.
Mate,
and
Kitty
Dennis,
is one
who
of
I
them.
imagine to be a 45-year-old man.
Kitty is on the names of like storms for this year.
What? So what have we had? Dennis,
We had Ciara.
Ciara.
I thought it was
Ciara?
Kira.
I thought it was Ciara as
Ciara.
well. And then we've had Dennis.
Dennis.
Dennis from fucking down in...
You all right, mate? Got a bit of a storm
Dover.
with me. It's a bit windy. Windy.
How did he come up with these names?
Why do we even have to name them?
It's important to
Yeah.
name them because
Why?
then it sends awareness. It's a proven thing that if you name a storm and you say it when it's going to be, it's coming, then it sort of brings a bit of awareness because people go, "Oh,
It's
Dennis
coming."
is coming."
So
"Oh,
why can't you
Kiara's
just say?
coming."
Why can't you just say? Oh, there's a storm coming.
No, because then it doesn't. Because when you give a name to it, it gives it a bit of emphasis, doesn't it?
I think it's just to keep us all
I
scared.
think you'll say.
Just like this coronavirus. Give it a name, we identify with it more, we get more scared by it. It's all
But there's
fear-mongering,
floods. There's
mate.
literally
No,
floods.
oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's a literal reason to be afraid of it.
Yeah,
People
true,
sticking
true.
with water up here going, "Oh, it's just the media."
Yeah, all right, fair.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I had an interesting Saturday. I didn't go out, but stayed in with the old parents.
Lovely.
And we were just flicking around. You know what Saturday night TV is like. It's not very good. One thing we did pick up was the film on Channel 5, Basic Instincts. If you don't know this movie,
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
basically it's a
haven't heard
crime
of
film,
this in
but
ages.
crime is a very small aspect of the movie. The major aspect is a lot of sex scenes.
Dude,
And I'm
a
just
lot.
sitting next to my mum over here, dad over there, and I'm talking vivid sex scenes. Like there's booby woobies, there's the famous bit with Sharon Stone where she does the cross leg.
What is the cross leg? Please tell me.
You want me to act it out?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, we need a bit of space, don't we?
Go for it.
Go. Just do what you can. I don't
Well-
even know if the camera can pick this up.
Okay, I'll do it for the camera. Can the camera pick it up? You all
Yeah,
know it.
yeah.
So she's sort of sitting like that with a fag, and she's like,
So just for people, you've got your legs crossed
I've
over.
got my legs crossed over, and then she's like, "What do you want? Are you trying to accuse me of killing someone?" And then she goes, and you can see a bit of the vagina. It's the most
What, you
most
actually-
paused clip I think ever in the history of
What, you
movies.
actually
There's a
see-
bit of apparently it's not actually the vagina, it's the urethra. Fascinating little fact there.
Wow.
Have I pronounced that right?
Yeah, I think I'm not going to
Yeah,
try
it's
to
not
say
actually
it,
vagina. My mum corrected me there. She was very angry that I said vagina. She was like, urethra!
Wow, mate.
How did
But,
we get to this?
I don't know.
From Storms.
The funniest bit was like during one of them, like Michael Douglas, let's be honest, he's ploughing her rather hardly. And then
What, in the movie?
Yeah, and then my dad sort of looks at it and goes, never been that energetic. Which, to be fair, is true, I think, for most people. Like, I think that's a problem with porn.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, not like if you need to see the movie, but like, I'm
I've
pretty sure
seen it.
most people are not like that.
Oh, like
intense.
pounding, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I am on my day.
Right. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, that was my weekend.
Yeah, very nice, lovely.
Watching porn with my parents.
Yeah, great, amazing, amazing.
Anyway, how about you?
I didn't watch porn with my parents.
Oh.
What did I do? So me and the missus got a little cheeky Chinese on Valentine's Day.
Aw.
That was it.
What'd you get?
What did I have? I had some, you know what? You know that banging aromatic duck that you get with the pancakes and the sauce and the celery sticks and the cucumber.
You don't like duck?
No, I don't like Chinese food.
Really?
Yeah,
Racist.
I mean, no, this is it's not.
Yeah. What's going on here? I think there's.
What is it with you Chinese people?
You're scared of them. You don't like their food.
I like Indian food.
Okay. What's that got to do with it? It's a different
Right, I feel
country.
like it's either you love Indian food or you love Chinese food.
Do you? I don't know. I feel
I
it depends
do.
on the day for me, personally. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think you're right. Sometimes people like the bit of the spice of the Indian, but they like the sweet and sour.
Wow.
Of the
spice
Chinese.
of the Indian.
Yeah, love that.
Well,
Love
oh yeah. I'm the only one who thinks India's famous for their spices. Apologies.
Anyway,
But yeah, no. Moving on from our debate of Indian and Chinese, I spent the weekend with my dad. That was
Yeah.
nice.
oh nice.
And then I came home and caught up on Love Island with my mum, which gives us onto our first little.
What
segue.
a nice little segue.
Yeah, love it.
Segue.
Love it. So,
Yeah. Well, it's a
obviously-
bit of a sad segue, isn't it?
It is obviously the awful situation with Caroline Flack, who she took her own life. Obviously, it's a really hard thing to even comprehend. Obviously, our thoughts go out to her and her family. But what do we think about it, guys? Because a lot of people have got a lot of things to say, calling for the show to be cancelled.
It's got nothing.
People
to
are
do,
talking a
nothing
lot.
to do with this show.
No, of
This
course
is
not.
a whole different situation. It's got to do with her own problems and what she had going on outside of the job. Well, she was done with the show anyway.
Well, people are saying because there's been 3 suicides that the show.
Maybe before, they were related, but this particular incident is not.
I don't think any of them are related.
I don't particularly know anything about the other ones.
Well, to be fair, I don't know the exact time afterwards, but I know it was a significant amount of time after the show.
Yeah.
And also, let's look at it logically, right? Love Island is a show that's so controlled, right?
Yeah.
Controlled literally for this reason, so things, people don't make a complete tit of themselves, or, don't get too drunk, they don't do anything awful. For this reason, I would imagine. So how can you say it's the show's fault? That's what I don't understand. When there's awful people on Twitter that send abuse every single day.
No, I know.
We've got a horrible, corrupt British media.
Yeah.
That just spout shit about anything now. They
Just
don't even have to tell the truth.
Yeah.
That's what's going to drive, mental health issues. I don't think anything else. Also, I think what we don't really talk about is that Caroline was in a really shitty place. Like, she had potentially just lost her career at that point,
It all went, yeah.
Yeah.
And she must have felt like this is it. I will never. I remember seeing her do a documentary recently done by Kathy Burt, the actress, and she interviewed Caroline Flack, and she basically said, I get a lot of hate because I'm a single woman in my sort of 30s, 40s, and you get a lot of slack for that because people are like, why aren't you married? Why aren't you settling down? And she just said, well, I love my work and I love what I do. And if you sort of, I don't want to, start thinking the exact reasons she commits suicide because we'll never really know.
You couldn't. Yeah.
But I feel that she definitely clearly loved her work and she loved her job. But she had several jobs, didn't she? She had several different shows. Yeah. And to just suddenly have that all go like that, this goes into sort of cancel culture, isn't it? I mean, when people go, has cancel culture gone too far?
Absolutely.
How can you not look at it now and think it's gone far?
Unrelated to her death now, do you not think what was going on in her personal life was like her losing her job was right? I thought.
I think she should have known. You know what? I actually disagree. I think the producers handled it terribly. I don't think they should have just got rid of her straight away like that. She hadn't been. You're innocent until you're proven guilty.
True.
All of it was she was allegedly she had done these things. None of it had been proven yet.
I think that
they shouldn't have just
previous accusations that she's been abusive.
Were they proven?
Well, we've got to be careful about that.
That's just
I think
it. You can only go by fact and what's proof.
I think there's three.
And not even this is fact now.
Exactly,
because he's taking it back now.
Now, if you
well,
look at
hold on. I mean, we've got to be very careful about that because I've looked into it, and basically the Crown prosecution, that he did drop the charges, but they decided to pursue it. And what people forget about the Crown prosecution, they're having a lot of go at them because they decided to pursue it. They don't do that primarily for the alleged victim. That's not their main job. They serve the public, and we in the public, when it comes to the subject of domestic abuse, we have basically said over the years, we're not happy with the low rate of people being charged and prosecuted for domestic abuse. It's only, I think last year it was only 10% of the majority. So the Crown prosecution, admittedly, there's going to be an investigation, obviously, into whether they handled it right, whether they understood how vulnerable she was, whether they had enough evidence. But normally they do weigh it out. They do go, there seems to be enough evidence here that something's happened. Maybe in this case there wasn't, and I think that will come out. But they were essentially doing what the public wants. We do, so we're talking about a woman right now, but if you think about, imagine if it was the other way round, and there was a man who allegedly domestically abused a woman.
I fully hear you.
That was dropped.
I fully hear you. But there's one very important factor. It would mean something different for a man and a woman, for a man to do that on a woman. And I'll tell you why. Because the repercussions of that, it would be worse. If a man wants to do that for a woman, the woman is going to be worse off than what.
You mean physically or
all of it?
Yeah.
All of it.
And mentally.
All of it.
You're absolutely right.
I do, because it's that one is such a hard one for me, because morally, I totally see what you're saying. I'm like, surely, if it was the other way around, you're right. It probably the geezer would have been lynched.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
but it is still very important to point out that if a man is abusing a woman, you just know the situation is going to be far, far worse. You just know there's other factors that come into that.
Statistically, more women are domestically abused than men.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. But I think the only point I'm making is the reason the Crown prosecution was doing it is in that sense. And you can't just go, because of someone's gender, we can't.
No, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I think that's a very tough one.
It is a horrible line, isn't it? Yeah.
I think also as well, like, it's worth. I think what we need to point out, they handled it terribly. I don't think it was the
ITV or
the prosecutors, ITV. Everyone, I think, has handled this situation completely wrong. I think at the end of the day, regardless of what the public were calling for, this situation that went on was between the two of them, Caroline and her boyfriend. And I think if the two of them have come forward and, the boyfriend himself is saying, I don't want to press charges, that should have been dropped straight away. He's come out and said it himself. He would have come out and said it for a reason. There was no proof that, like, I know people talk about, it was a big bloodbath and all that, but that's media. That's media shit. Where's the proof that we've actually seen?
Well, I don't think the Crown prosecution would have continued with the charges if they didn't feel there was enough evidence.
How can you say that? How can you say that?
I don't know, but I do know that when someone drops a charge, they drop it for many reasons. It's not just because there is no evidence. It can be because, for men, for example, it can be because of shame. It can be, I feel ashamed that I was attacked by a woman. For a woman, it can be a financial reason or intimidation or a psychological sort of matter. So we can't always think that because it's been dropped, it's necessarily, there's nothing there. I don't know, and we never really will know. I think maybe we will, but
But there's other things that come up that makes you think, like, what the fuck. A prime example: the police were at her house the night before.
Yeah.
Like she had believe she had openly big mental health issues. I don't think this was a secret to the people around her. So while that's going on, it's almost like, I think, we're becoming, as a society, so tense, and everything must be this way, everything must be perfect.
Very black and white as well. Yeah,
we're losing the humanity in situations.
Absolutely.
Nothing is ever as black and white. You can't just give an outright reason for things. There's always so much more, and nothing is ever as it seems. So while we're living in this culture of, constantly counselling people if you don't agree with them, just very toxic. Incredibly toxic.
And apparently the people who do a lot of this cancelling are supposed to be the most compassionate people in society. It's supposed to be like sort of lefty sort of people who are like these are the people who literally think they want to give murderers and paedophiles second chances, but yet you want to cancel Caroline Flack's career.
Again,
it doesn't.
I think this weighs up like a lot of lefties perfectly at the minute. Like,
it's totally too political.
I don't even give a shit because it needs to be said. Like, exactly the kind of people to go. Like, I saw this tweet, right? I won't say who it is or whatever, but it was this young woman tweeting at Caroline, calling her a nonce, right? Calling her all these names under the sun. You're this, you're that, whatever else. Then when she finds out that she had committed suicide, comes out and says, "Be kind, don't be horrible. Yeah. She's lost her life with a broken heart." Like, I'm sorry.
You caused the issue.
Yeah, exactly. You got. Yeah, it goes without saying. You can see where the issue.
Which moves into the next thing, which is social media. I mean. There are many benefits to it, but this is a clear issue, and it just doesn't feel like, particularly Twitter, I feel, are dealing with it.
I've never liked Twitter, and I feel like
I don't
all
even
of this
have an account, yeah.
I feel like all of this shit always comes from Twitter.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough one,
like Twitter's such a great platform to express yourself, but it's also a way to
like Twitter can be hilarious sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like genuinely,
most of the, funny things I get sent to me are from tweets,
exactly,
or just screenshots from tweets,
exactly.
But also it brings out all of this shit,
and this is just it. How do we get through this then? Because there's then the question of
monitoring it.
Well, what I was going to say was
this is I think there's a lot you can do.
Well, how much would that push the boundaries of freedom of speech?
Exactly. Of course, I accept that.
And say what you're going to say.
I think the number one thing is transparency. And I think right now you have a lot of these trolls that you don't know who they are. They don't have a picture of themselves. They don't have any identification at all. And I think on these websites, a bit like when you go through an airport and you give your ID to the border force, I think there needs to be something of that nature online where you give I don't know, sort of some form of ID to show who you are so that you can have an account. So that if you do say, "I'm going to rape you, you dirty bitch," or something along those lines, we know who you are.
But it's too late for that.
Because
on Twitter it is. No, but it's too late to have something like maybe on new platforms, but on Twitter, etc., it's too late because there's so many
algorithms every day though. Which could.
It is too late to do that on Twitter. Come on, no one could be putting their passports on that and shit. Plus, all of that stuff gets hacked so often. All your data would get lost.
That's a very good point, actually.
So many people.
I think, obviously, it needs to be thought through. But the other thing I think is maybe there could be some type of algorithm created where you filter the comments which you see. So, for example, if you say, "I don't want any comments which involve the word kill,"
I think that is already.
Is that already?
I believe so on YouTube. I think.
I was thinking, is this actually exist or not? But does that? Are you saying that does?
So. Yeah.
Well, then why is it not on Twitter? I mean, if maybe it is on Twitter, I don't know.
But again, I see. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Totally.
Yeah.
If we were to do that again, surely.
You're thinking of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But freedom of speech doesn't cover incitement of violence.
No, of course not.
I don't mind someone going, "Oh, Leo's wearing some dead jumper right now." That's fine. I probably am. But if you're saying, "I want to kill Leo's family" or something, I'm not saying our police resources are so stretched at the moment as it is.
Yeah.
I don't want people raiding people's houses over it, but at the same time, maybe just them being blocked off online for a bit or something.
Are we at the point where
they just make another account?
So that's why I'm saying the ID thing stops you from making another account.
It's too late for that.
So then, are we at the
Twitter
point?
already don't even make money.
Are we at the point where we then just need to cancel social media? No, he's right. I don't think they do. Are we at the point where we have to cancel social media?
Otherwise, this podcast fucks.
Yeah, true. But surely, is that not? Do we not need to start looking at the media properly, looking at Twitter and these issues properly, and saying, should we just eradicate them? Are we actually better off with or without them?
Well, it's all good. Everyone's putting in these fucking hashtags, going "be kind," but fucking do it then.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you know, do you remember when things were going wrong in other countries, like Paris or Germany, and people would change their Facebook profile pictures to their flag? That does anything. I think this is where the issue is. Too many people chatting, right? Just chatting a load of shit, trying to look a certain way, trying to look like they're this.
That's it. It's again back to social media.
And
it's
they're a bunch
you
of
want to look. You want to look like you care, but you don't really.
Yeah,
and that's
most of these people don't fucking care.
No, it's online activism. It's not the same as actually going out in the street and doing something. Speaking of people trying to look like something and not actually being it, Mr. Deji and his new video.
Perfect. Oh, I love that. Well
Segue.
done. Segue. We like that. Well done.
All right.
What we're saying, boys.
Where do we even start with this? What he's wearing, or literally the lyrics, or his just posh boy flow?
Dude, I'm a
you
very
can't
posh
handle my
person.
juice.
I'm a very posh guy. But I was watching this.
I'm not posh. I'm not posh. I've just got a little bit of a posh twang to my accent.
Yeah.
I'm not actually posh.
He went Brit school.
Yeah, exactly.
But I felt when I was watching this, like I'm Del Boy right now.
Yeah.
Like I literally felt so working class watching this.
For you as well. Like for you to say
Baby, you don't know my roots.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. What is going
that
on
bit
with that
though? That bit, it's kind of weird because you know when people are like, you get like rappers that will be like, oh yeah, you don't know where I'm from, you don't know what it's like to come from the ends, all that shit, right? It's because they genuinely come from like fucking hard backgrounds, yeah. He's a little posh boy. He actually went to private school. Him and Jack.
I didn't go private school.
Yeah, who did I, mate? Family were way too poor. Like,
yeah, hell yeah. Oh, dude,
I don't know.
I don't know what to make of him. I don't know why. Which is worse, do you think? YouTubers trying to rap and do grime, thinking that they're gangster, or trying to act like hard men and going into boxing
rings.
Which is worse?
Boxing, for sure. Because I think everyone should have the means to create music and create stuff. It's just some people are not good at it.
Yeah. Damn.
Some people are just shit.
Yeah.
And he's one of them.
And actually, you know what? I'm with you on that because thinking about it, the boxing thing, right? If you look at athletes, they start at such a young age, dedicate their life to it.
Yeah.
Dadicate, as I almost said.
I thought you said daddy, and I was like, oh no, I must be going crazy. He's not said the word daddy.
No. What was that laugh?
I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah, so they literally dedicate their lives to it. It's tough, you know, hard
From a
training
young age
camps.
as well.
Exactly, intensity. And then a bunch of fucking YouTubers just rock in 6 months of training and then fucking sell out Staples Center.
Oh god,
They
it must be so depressing.
I
for
can
them.
I really
like some little Irish guy, like he's training since a kid. My mother lived in a caravan and I'll fight you for your shoes. And then fucking KSI turns up with his fucking bandana.
Oh mate.
god.
And his man
Jake
babies.
Paul and his wife beater. Oh Jesus.
Christ. So, but see, now I'm going to play devil's advocate with myself here. I do find it insanely entertaining.
Oh, it's amazing.
I
I
have
love
to
it.
say,
You
like,
can't
I actually
deny
love
these
it.
guys
But-
do well at selling fights. Yeah.
It's that's their job though. They're entertainers.
Yeah, they're very good at it.
For me, it's more of entertaining than being an athlete.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
agree.
sure.
No one's really watched. Yeah. Everyone likes a good scrap. It doesn't matter who's
Well,
fighting.
fucking
Yeah.
Logan Paul's fighting Antonio Brown.
Is that actually
from the
happening?
NFL? Yeah.
Oh, Antonio Brown's that guy who's been in all that
See,
shit.
that's when it's going to start getting dumb. When shit like
Yeah.
they're killing
Although,
it.
did
They're
you hear
literally
his
going to
new
kill
song?
it.
Logan Paul's new song. It's pretty sick.
It's actually,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not-
way better. Way better than Deji's.
Logan Paul. Oh, fam, have you heard Logan Paul's new tune?
No, it's really catchy. No, but I mean, like, you can be an artist. Like, as I was saying, anyone can be an artist.
You can be an artist, yeah. It's about being a good one.
Sometimes
yeah.
it's shit.
But
Sometimes
why
it's not.
should-
and Deji's shit, and actually Logan Paul's.
And just while you're saying that, the Manny and Toby song, that
Bang.
was good. I really enjoyed
See,
that.
anyone can be an artist, and they did it well.
Yeah. I actually really
The
enjoyed
video
that.
was shot amazinging.
Yeah, and they
The
shot it
beat
in my
was
ends as
freaking
well.
amazing. Yeah, it was in Peckham.
Shades.
Beat was amazing, and like the flow was pretty good.
Yeah,
I
it
thought.
was good. I enjoyed it. But
Well,
yeah,
have you listened to it? You seem sickened.
I don't know. But
You haven't listened to it, have you? He hasn't listened to
I
it. He's
don't
just being
know.
judgy, innit?
Okay, I'm being judgy. On YouTubers rapping. Anyway.
No, but this one is genuinely good. You should listen to it.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, I will. I'll listen to it. I'll try and be as open as I can to it. But you know,
I reckon you'll like it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But what did we? Moving on. Another dickhead I've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Did you look in the mirror? Oh! Sorry, go on.
That was awful.
I'm
Yeah, it's
talking
terrible.
about Come Kip With Me with Rory Stewart.
Okay, explain who Rory Stewart is.
So people don't know Rory Stewart. He's a former Conservative MP. Now he's running as an independent candidate for the Mayor of London. he is doing a special little thing where he is coming to stay at people's houses for a day. And his words were, a London mayor, he needs to know people. He needs to know about their lives. He needs to live with them. No, you don't. You don't need to live with them, okay? Ken Livingstone never stayed at McGaff, all right? Neither did Boris. Thank God Boris didn't. All the wine stains and coke all over the place. But, but no, you don't have to stay.
You really don't.
No, and this is like such an aim to like be super woke and like sort of down to earth, and it's just so uncomfortable.
Maybe this is the issue with everything. It's this fucking woke culture, isn't it? It's the issue with everything.
By the way, he's not even that woke because he says, if I stay, I'll promise to bring a sleeping bag and a box of chocolates.
Box of chocolates.
Is that not woke?
Yeah, but no, it's not. You know why? Because it's not vegan. And it's very ableist towards lactose intolerant people. So, screw you.
What's his name again? What's the guy's?
Rory Stewart.
Rory Stewart. Actually, to be honest though, I did want to say this. I'd absolutely have him at my gaff.
Like, I know. I don't think he's going to want to stay.
So for those of you that don't know, how do I describe me and my mum? Like
open-minded,
don't put me on that ball.
full of banter.
Open-minded, but I like this. Go on, Wayne. This is why my mum likes you.
But a former remaining Tory MP staying, maybe not so much banter.
Yeah, maybe not. We're
your mum's a troll, so
she'll
like troll you.
We've gone through a process. We used to be pretty like left-wing Corbyn, like really, really like Labour, and we're on a bit of a different journey at the moment. So I don't really know. I'm not going to comment on that now. But just having him stay would just be beautiful. Like it'd be amazing.
He would cry. I genuinely think he would cry.
I'd have to prank him. There's pranks ready.
This man's been to
there.
Afghanistan. Yeah. He's been to China. Like, and
wait,
he'll just stay in Peckham for one night, and he'll just be like, "Oh,
I don't like London." Actually, to be fair, not Peckham now though. It's gentrified as fuck.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, maybe Peckham back in the day, but
Mate, Peckham's changed a lot. What are the areas of London you think have changed the most? I think Peckham, your area,
Brixton for sure. Fucking hell.
My area's changed a bit. It was a bit of a shithole for a while. White City.
Is it not still?
Yeah, I was going to say. I didn't want to.
We've got Westfield, I have you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean,
that's about it, really.
Yeah, it just brings
this keeps getting bigger.
You lost
it's just
the walkabout.
growing. Like, yeah, we lost everything. We used to have like the best like Aussie bars. Like that was the main thing about.
That walkabout was sick.
That's not saying much, but. Like it was.
I'm sure every Aussie probably thinks, "What the fuck is this walkabout?" I can't do an Australian accent.
What the fuck's this walkabout, mate?
What the fuck is this walkabout? Walkabout, about. Oh, hello. Carry on. But yeah, no. I think just the whole of London has become incredibly gentrified.
You can't afford to live here.
No,
like it's
shit, man, it's crazy.
If people don't know, we're all still living with our parents.
I mean, obviously,
we're not what?
I said obviously, like it's impossible in your 20s to move out unless you're from a family that's already probably going to help well off. Or you're just going to struggle. Like you will literally struggle. You'll struggle to make ends meet, pay your rent. It's just dead. What's the point?
Like you're not really living life at that point.
Exactly.
And these are your best.
These are our prime years. You want to enjoy
yourself. These are your
best
years.
Yeah, exactly.
Live them live.
So you might
live them live. What does that mean?
We get so many things wrong on this already, and it's only the second episode. The first episode, we've got
a few apologies to make.
So many L's, man.
So firstly, Ness.
We called Neve. I don't know why.
From governance.
What was I said H was from Birmingham, and he's not. It's from Manchester. Yeah. Oh, I'm scared I've got it wrong now. And I Googled it before we started the show.
Christ. But anyway.
Moving on. Manchester City. Kicked out of Europe for 2 years.
Wow.
Woo!
They're not going to be.
What are you feeling?
It'll be 1 year.
It'll be one. And even then, they're going to appeal it. It will go. We're getting gas for no reason.
They'll appeal it and it'll go to 1 year. I don't think. But they might get a trophy taken away from them as well.
Which one?
2014 one.
Why?
Something to do with
what is the deal? Because they lied about.
That's the one where Aguero scored at the end.
Aguero.
Is that one? They can't have that one taken away. No, that's like the best
that was
moment
the greatest
in
league
Premier
ever.
League history. You can't take that away. No, I
fucking
yeah.
United are just on a throw at the moment. Yeah. Beat Chelsea last night.
I mean, this is completely
very questionable.
Ruins, Guardiola's reputation.
He said.
You think?
He said he's going to stay as well.
Him and Sterling. he's going to look like a massive wanker if he doesn't now. I feel like, why would you come out and say that just to not? You're asking for trouble then, aren't you?
I'm staying.
You're not, you know?
I'm staying. I'm going to be here. Why? What's the problem?
I feel like it's just sort of one of those things where we're getting very, very gassed for no reason because I don't think it's going to happen. Like,
I just love seeing.
When do these things ever happen? Like, even wasn't Chelsea's ban supposed to be
Everton?
Like, Did they?
A few years ago.
QPR, we got banned. We're the only team who doesn't seem to be able to be very good at fighting.
Do you guys actually know this, or are you guessing?
As well,
that was years
QPR,
ago.
Yeah,
relegated,
it still happened.
Yeah, and that also just exposed how corrupt their league is because they came straight back up. Like,
yeah.
You know,
yeah, but that's because they're so bloody rich.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, why can't the same thing happen to Man City?
I'd love City to go down. Could you imagine? This actually means Arsenal might actually get Champions League football if that fifth spot is like... Oh, mate, let's move on to Arsenal, by the way. That absolute dicking of Newcastle, 4-0.
You had one good half, I'll say that. The first half was a bit dead, let's be honest.
It's terrible.
It was awful.
I'm going to lay it all out right now. Do you know how good it feels to finally win again? Do you
have
any idea? Do you have any idea?
4-0.
4-0.
And that's a good Newcastle team. They've been not too bad this season.
No,
like, they've had bad days.
You've got to give him credit.
Bruce.
I was going to say, without Benitez.
How is he
without
pulled this
Benitez.
out of the bag?
I think it's fair play. And I've got to say, I think Arsenal looking good. Pepe starting to look like he's worth his salt. Laka got that important goal, although it was
Ozil
dead.
got a goal. He needed that.
Yeah, but he's looking good. I don't think he needs to.
Dude, Socrates has had more goals this season than Ozil. That's a bit shocking.
Actually, that's saying quite a lot, actually. But every Arsenal fan, I think, will say we've been happy with his work rate the last, 6-7 games. Ozil. He's doing exactly what we asked. We don't care. Look, if you
commanding.
Yeah, if you don't follow through with the goals and assists, so long as you're trying, that's fine.
You had a bit of an issue with Graham Souness the other night.
That tosspot, man.
Now this links into United as well and Pogba, but I just very much noticed
he has an agenda against both our teams.
It's so obvious.
Like, it's mental.
Who
did he play for?
He was Liverpool's manager for a while. When they had an all-right period in the 90s, they didn't really accomplish... Actually, no, they didn't really accomplish anything, did they?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well done, Souness.
Hey, don't have a go at Souness. He was an all-right player back in the day, I think.
Wait, who did he play for?
I think it was Liverpool,
he was the captain of a successful Liverpool team in the early 1980s and player manager of Rangers.
I must admit, sometimes he does say things I agree with.
No, he's always chatting shit, and he's always got something against Pogba.
Yeah, that's what I was literally
Pogba's
just about
injured.
to say.
He can't do anything.
Yeah, and he'll still blame him. Yeah,
but he's been gone for 2 months, and he still has stuff to say against it. It was like, what do you want him to do?
It's so stupid.
Do better on FIFA.
yeah, exactly. He did the same with Ozil though. Ozil scored, has been got an assist. I don't know if he got an assist, but he played very well. Is the point, right? Still got criticised. Still went on. Oh well, he just doesn't do it game in game out. It's like, mate, he's played.
He's that old man that
speak again.
Has nothing good to say.
Yeah, he played consecutively well for 6-7 games. So, and yet he still criticised him.
Yeah, Souness out.
How did you feel about the cheeky game yesterday for Man U?
I mean, we
what
just
a
walked
game
past
that was.
Chelsea. They did nothing.
Apart from get 2 goals, which are disallowed.
What's that?
They should have been. VAR did its job right.
We'll see that the next time when you get your goal disallowed.
Oh, wait. I don't know how that first one was disallowed.
It was a push.
Yeah, he pushed him into the player that
Fred was
pushed him again.
Nudge, and then Aspilicueta was like, hey.
What about
Hiya?
What about Maguire's little kung fu kick?
Okay,
there?
he should have been sent off. He should have been sent off.
Slabhead.
Because then Son gets sent off for the same thing a few games ago.
Did he?
Yeah, because he kicked one of the Chelsea guys.
Isn't that when he cried?
Nah, that was when he broke someone's leg.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's
my guy's a little fiend, I swear.
Yeah.
He's got his arm broken now, so karma's come.
Yeah. I feel like Tottenham are done now. I don't think they're going to get top 4.
There's no
I think
way.
they were too...
Although they're still ahead of us.
They are for now. I mean, look, they got very lucky against Villa the other
just
day.
Somehow always finds a way. He's a little scumbag, that guy.
This will be the year. I think they'll win something. I don't think they're going to get Champions League. I think it's Arsenal, Man United. That's
Chelsea, I think, are going down right now. I'm not seeing much with them.
They're getting relegated.
I thought you meant you were saying they were getting relegated.
No. I just feel like recently, Lampard had a nice little period. And I do like his squad, to be fair. But
he ain't going to last. He weren't ready for the job, I don't think.
He wasn't really, was he? Especially with that ban put in place. But hey,
I think it's a really sad story that Chelsea missed out on there. You know, this is why I'm so glad Arsenal didn't get Henry or anyone like that. I want that story to be that when Henry or Vieira comes and manages us, he just bangs, and it'll just be a beautiful story, even if it's for one or 2 seasons.
Do you really want Henry? I mean, yeah, I haven't seen much from his coaching.
Not now. I'm just saying generally as the story.
Vieira, I get Vieira because I think Vieira has room to. But I'm not sure about Henry's coaching.
I don't mean now. I'm just saying.
With Belgium, he was crap.
No, Belgium, I think he was fine. It was Monaco that he fucked up.
Yeah.
Belgium should have won that World Cup. I'm sorry.
That's not his fault.
No, we should have won it.
England, not really. We got gas, bro. We had the most easiest run that year ever.
And we still should have got through to at least the final.
Yeah, we should have beat Croatia. We should have beat Croatia.
If it wasn't for Harry Kane.
Oh, that pass. I forgot about that.
Harry Kane.
That's why I hate Harry Kane, you know. He's so overrated. And that's not just because I'm an Arsenal fan.
He's in United.
Is he? He's not even won anything. Is he actually United? Don't lie to me.
Yeah, he got an OBE, I think it was.
For what?
For being Harry Kane.
Getting his country to the semi-finals.
He's never... What? He is an MBE.
Yeah.
See, this is what's wrong with the country, right? This is what's bloody wrong, Harry Kane.
It's time to go.
Oh my god.
Seriously though, man, fuck me. I feel like, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
I don't know.
We didn't really talk much about Love Island.
I don't think
there's not really much going on. I mean, it's sort of blinded.
I guess it's a tough one.
Until the final, there's nothing really much to say.
Okay, who is everyone's favourites at the moment?
I just want Luke to win.
Wait, which one? Luke M or
BB?
Oh, BB, yeah.
Bieber.
Bieber, right.
Luke T, the other Luke, on the Friday episode, Google this. Guy was dressed like a fucking swashbuckler. He looked like
he was dressed quite odd.
He had like a shirt and then he had like a sort of like waistcoat on. He looked like he should be fucking having a sword fight with Captain Jack Sparrow. He had these little earrings as well. Don't get me wrong, I like a nice cheeky earring, but he's looked like fucking hell, like a bit Johnny Deppy.
Yeah,
but
I like him though. I think he's a nice, good little character.
Him and Sean's niece.
I didn't like him at the start. I thought he was a bit cocky.
Can't stand Sean's niece.
She's alright.
Nah, I like Sean's niece now.
No. She's
we already like Sean's niece. We say Sean's niece because we've got a mate called Sean.
I can't stand her.
She needs to. What is she doing? Do you know? Look. Let's be real. Yeah, everyone goes in there with a bit of an agenda, a game, and then they see if they warm into it.
She's just an outright cunt.
Like, do you know what?
I wouldn't go that far.
Do you know what's weird about her?
I love how we've just attacked trolling.
Yeah, and now you just did exactly the same thing. You're the issue with this country. It's you.
Be kind.
Yeah. I feel like she just doesn't hide the fact she's playing the game very well at all.
Yeah.
At all. So she should just go. Boring anyway.
I just can't forgive her what she did to Biebs.
Yeah, it was quite sad. But Biebs is too good for her anyway. Yeah. So
well, maybe they just didn't have enough time to get to know each other.
No, she pied him off.
It was only a couple of days, and like he obviously felt a bit of pressure.
What did she say? She
wasn't
said
it the night
something
off?
so rude.
I just don't like you or something like that. Something like that.
What did we think of Mike going, that'll do donkey, like that?
So bad.
I was watching it going, you're going to get punched in the face.
The thing is, I think like
Wait, what did he do? I've missed the last episode.
You didn't see it. So all right, so they're playing a game, right? And it's one of them expose games where they've got who's the fakest couple? Who's this? Who's that? Right? And during the game, mid-game, with everyone watching them, something bad was like voted against Mike and Priscilla, and then he just goes, "That'll do, donkey," and pats her, while everyone else is watching.
To Priscilla.
That's
Pete.
Like,
what the fuck?
She was not happy about.
I wouldn't.
If
anyone did that to me, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I think he's that guy anyway. Like, I think he is that guy that's a little bit like
patronising.
Yeah, he's a bit up himself, believes in, but like
he definitely believes in himself a lot.
Yeah, and I think
he loves himself a bit too much.
And I think that comes out.
But that's his confidence.
Imagine having him as a policeman.
Fine line of that between that and arrogance.
That's such a random comment.
No, because he's a policeman. Like, imagine there's just been a murder and just him sort of like standing there saying his pretentious shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know what? Life sometimes like begins after you've been murdered. Fuck off. Life. He would say something like that, wouldn't he?
That is jokes.
What a dopey donut.
Not a big fan. Who we calling to win it then? We'll finish it on this.
I'm saying I'm thinking Luke and Shanice. I reckon. I think the public like them.
I think for me it's between Paige and Finn and Biebs and Demi.
Yeah, Biebs and Demi.
I want Biebs and Demi to win.
So do I, but I think Paige and Finn
will
have just got that edge.
Yeah. But anyway, Emma, you were sort of the same.
Yeah, I literally
just
said.
Yeah.
I just said.
What you say, Sonny? I can't hear you well.
Well, lads,
shall we call it there?
I say we should call it there.
Like the video.
You have learned
subscribe.
nothing in life.
I can't even remember what we've even said. But thanks for watching. Do you want to say the like and subscribe?
Like and subscribe, please.
Love that. We're also going to do another video talking about the Wilder and Fury fight. Our little preview of it.
Stay tuned.
So stay tuned. We'll put some sort of... What the YouTubers do, they usually put like a link to it at the end or links in the bio and all that shit.
Click here.
Hey, love that. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.